What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back on Saturday for we need Makayo Saka um, video. Gnabry, Serge Gnabry. Yes, that's that's actually a thing because Allegri's buddy Gaglione, excuse me, spoke to the media, and you might say, "Hey, that was a day or so ago." Yeah, but I was out, so here we're gonna talk about. I talked about the media protecting Allegri, or just in general, like working in certain ways. That I did on a live show. Go check that out, because he said a lot of things. But I picked this one up because it was strange, And every time things are going against Allegri, certain interviews pop up every single time. It's crazy, but it's there. So that's what we're gonna talk about. Saka, Berardi, Gnabry, name it. The list goes on and on. But before we do that, like the video. Let's get to at least 75 likes for this one. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, and let's jump straight into the video. So, like I said, if the moment we struggle, Gaglione pops up. And I know a lot of people are now saying, oh, but, the media calls him, he responds. Yeah, it could be at this point. However, when he speaks, and I'm not saying he's literally repeating what Allegri says to him or what or so, but a lot of things are so obvious. Like if it happens so many times, you just need to sit back and you're like, man, this is just weird. This is just strange. Period. You cannot put it in a different way. This is just strange and weird. And you just need to accept it at this point. So he spoke and he said very obvious things. I will read it out first. He said, in the past, I've insisted on acquiring Milinkovic-Savic and Berardi. For Juve, players like Gnabry or Saka will be perfect, but their cost is a concern. They need to keep Rabiot and add at least 4 quality players to challenge Inter. They like someone who can score from outside of the box, a strong defender, a midfielder with goal scoring and assisting abilities, wingers who can beat their opponents. Now, let's dissect this because, just in a nutshell, do we need quality? Yes. Do we need... Does anyone need Saka? I mean, yeah, like, you would take Saka, but, like, this is taking it to weird levels because in the same thing, he's talking about Berardi and he's talking about wingers trying to need to beat their opponent. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I've watched Berardi on the highest stage on the Euros struggle to beat the most random opponent. Like, what even is that comment, Then he talks about Gnabry. 2024, is he still playing? Is Gnabry still playing? We had that one insane season, but, like, very strange. And again, these are not... I don't think Gaglione is sitting there and he's watching Serge Gnabry play. If you know what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, do we need quality? Obviously, but the way he spoke, it was very specific. Let's be completely honest. When you're sitting there and you say, we need 4 quality players, but you start that comment by saying, you need to keep Rabiot. Who is going to say that other than Allegri? If you needed any more proof that he's just not echoing Allegri's words, but he talks with him, he picks up things from Allegri, he's like, yeah, I agree, and he throws that out as well. Because why would you just not say, man, they need 4 quality players? Why do you need to start it? You need to keep Rabiot. From all of the players in the squad, he starts it off, they need to keep Rabiot. Not they need to keep Bremer, or they need to keep Vlahovic, or they need to keep Chiesa, or whatever. They need to keep Rabiot and add 4 more players. And then he went on saying about Chiesa cannot beat this man. He needs wingers who beat this man. I'm like, man, he had Di Maria, it stunk. Like, it didn't work out. He had other players previous years, it didn't work. Chiesa looks awful. Sule is on loan, beating opponents at Frosinone. I'm like, what even is this? Like, what are we talking about at this moment in time? Like, it's getting to a point now where it's ridiculous because, yes, obviously, we need quality. If it's Allegri, if it's Motta, if it's Conte, if it's whoever the next coach, whoever is here next season, we need quality. That is extremely obvious. That nobody is going to debate that. That is also not the debating point. I don't think any people who's like, I don't want Allegri, is also sitting there, but the team is good enough. We don't need to add anything. No, it goes hand in hand. Would he have done a better job if he had more quality? Yes, I believe that 100%. However, what he's mentioning, those are the things Allegri needs and wants. Like, this is not a coincidence. He wants top level quality players. We are not getting top level quality players. That's the entire point. It keeps getting back to that. We're not gonna get Saka, Gnabry, Milinkovic, Savic. So, like, we're not. You're gonna get maybe Cope Miners. You're gonna get Calafiori. Like, you're not gonna get those type of players he wants. And these words are not just Gaglione's words. These are also Allegri's words. Part of it, because the Rabiot thing gave it away. He just gave it away, you know. Because you cannot talk about any wingers to beat this man. Talk about we need players scoring from outside of the box, assisting, all those things, and then sit there. You need to keep Rabiot at €7 million and a half a season. Like, that's just madness. That makes no sense unless Allegri is there saying these things and agreeing. Yeah, I want to keep Allegri. I want to keep Rabiot, and I want to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quality players. Like, yeah, obviously, but obviously that's not gonna happen as well. Like, you need to look at it both ways. The Saka thing is crazy because, like I said, he said, the cost, but you mentioned them just to put out there, he needs that type of quality. Not even Inter have that type of quality, by the way. You know, as good as Inter are, and they are good, I'm not going to take anything away from him. They don't have a squad. If you without disrespecting him, because they are a very good team. I don't want to disrespect, I don't want to diminish what they're doing, because they're a very good team. Actually, they're an excellent team. They're one of the best teams in Europe at this moment in time. But does anyone look at that squad and it's like, man, some top team is gonna rate that squad to pieces? Somebody want Mkhitaryan, or they're gonna want to trying to sign Çalhanoğlu or Dumfries, or name it. Like, that's just not the case. That's my point. When he brings up those names, it's extreme. I don't think you need those type of players to get to Inter's level. It will help. It will definitely help. But we need a coach who is going to get the best out of the players that are already there, that are coming back from loan, and the players you add. Because certain players who are there are not good enough. We know that. We all accept that. But certain players who are there are good enough, but they're just underperforming at this moment in time. Maybe for a season or two as well. That's the biggest point. We're not going to get these players. That's the talking point. That's the sticking point. That's the issue. But it's just hilarious that every time things go a bit south, he pops up. And there he goes, talking about players, talking about why he needs to play a bad style of football, talking about moments, talking about 2019. I'm like, man, I said it last week, when Allegri's agent came out and he spoke, I said, this is strange. Like, this is very weird. I cannot recall an agent popping up, and especially Allegri's agent, mid-season talking about contract, talking about if the club is not happy, then you need to tell me why they're not happy, because I don't see any, very strange comments. This added to it. Like, if I'm Giuntoli, I'll be sitting there and be like, man, stop it. Like, why are you actually doing this propaganda thing? Because you're better than that. You won a lot in the past. You shouldn't be going this route. Not your agent, not his friend, basically. That's all I'm saying. But this statement goes to the extreme. You know, there's obviously, but there's levels of improvement. I think it's very obvious from this quote. I think even Allegri's like, the level of improvement I'm getting next season is not the level of improvement I need to do my job. And at that point, it ends, basically. But yeah, that's Gaglione's words on the situation. Let me know what you make of it. Like this video. Let's get to at least 75 likes. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification. And I will see you guys tomorrow, post-game.